as well. And so to kick this off, we would love to hear some wins, some things that maybe happened this last week that you want to share. It can be something small, it can be something big. I really don't believe there's such a thing as a small win because those small wins create more success, which breeds more success, and pretty soon they're big wins. So every win is a win. But I would love to know, is there anybody that would like to share anything from this last week?
Mindy, I'll share. It's Rania.
Hi, Rania. Thank you
Good
so
morning.
much.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm working, I'm a clinical social worker and I'm working on my certification in nutrition. And I was asked to present to some school counselors about nutrition and mental health. And what was really cool was there were 9 counselors there. And I actually gave them business cards with my Trinont website, but on the back I did a QR code for the Discovery Wellness Forum. And I
Oh,
offered them all a free consultation and gave them samples of Mojo. And then Saturday I voice texted every one of them. And I have one that's very interested in learning a lot more and probably wants, I didn't talk about the business, so, but he's interested in how he can incorporate it. Another gal wants to do the wellness forum and have a meeting with me to talk about her health because she's got some concerns. Another one's excited to try the Mojo to cut back on coffee. So 3 responses out of 9. I'm like, okay, statistically, I'm doing really good.
yeah, that's awesome. Great
So
job.
hopefully I can get everybody scheduled this week for follow-ups and stuff.
I love it.
I loved putting the wellness form on that QR code because then I could just have them scan it. And I put it through the Trinont Go app. So I got notification that they had opened it.
Oh, that's great. I love
Yeah.
it. Good job. That's awesome, Rania.
Thank you.
I love it. Anybody else want to share a win?
I will. I can't really show my face because I'm driving right now. So,
Okay.
but if that's okay, I've been with Trinont for about 2 years, and health wise, I am doing fabulous. But I have not been working out. And this week, I started doing hula hooping, and I've been
Wow.
posting that. And with that, I've been doing like a tip of the day, and I've been actually getting lots of more people viewing my profile by doing that. So I've been putting it like TikTok and Instagram and also Facebook. So I don't know. I think that's a win that I'm just, even this morning, I got up this morning and I did it before I even went to work.
I love it, Christine. Great job. And I love the tip of the day. You know, yeah, what the path you're going on, okay, is our income is a direct reflection of the value we give to the marketplace, right? So the more value you give, just like what Rania did, the bigger, the more customers you're going to get, the more associates you're going to get, the bigger your paychecks are going to be. So great job. I'm excited for you. Anybody else want to share a win?
I will.
Hi, Cassandra.
Um, so my oldest son, he's only 11, and their school was doing some like out of school stuff, so they went to like a CrossFit gym.
Uh-huh.
And so he chatted his CrossFit instructor up about Trinont and then brought me home her phone number. So I thought that was pretty awesome that I'm just like, oh, I feel like I'm doing good things that my kids are like into my business and talking about it and wanting
Um,
to share. So that was really cool. And then I have one other one. My middle guy has been taking Focus for a while. Well, all of us except for my youngest take Focus actually, but he's the one that we've been struggling with. And I was in the school last week, and his teacher came up to me in an assembly and sat down beside me to tell me how awesome he's been doing. And she didn't know he's been on Focus. So I told her a little bit about it. And then she says, oh, can I have the whole bottle for the rest of the class? So I
oh,
feel like I should follow up with her and just give her some more information on it. But yeah,
that is awesome, Cassandra.
yeah,
Great wins.
yeah.
That's so cool. Yes,
Hmm.
And moms, I promise you that your babies are watching and they're looking to see if you're making things happen, right? They want to you to win just as much as they want to win. So anyway, that's awesome. Great job, Cassandra. Anybody else want to share a win? Okay. Well, I am super excited because today, you guys, we're going to talk about how to be more bold, how to be more confident in recruiting and making things happen. So I want to ask you a question first. Do you feel like maybe you're saying the right things, but you're not getting the results? Anybody feel like maybe you're saying the things, the scripts that you're hearing, but for some reason you're not able to move the needle? Okay, I see some yeses. So you guys, I just want to start out first of all by, for those of you who don't know me, because I know we have some new people on. I was a preschool teacher when I got started in this industry a couple of decades ago now. And I really did not think of myself as this strong, successful business person. Um, and when I first got into network marketing, my whole family thought I was crazy. So anybody have people around you that think you're crazy? Okay, my family said nobody makes money in network marketing, only the people at the top. So I was really hesitant about being too strong with people, or I was nervous about even letting people know I was in network marketing. I was kind of being this undercover agent where I was trying really not to talk to anybody about what I was doing, but yet I was supposed to be talking to people. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It wasn't working very well, just so you know. But my first 4 months, I really struggled. And I actually reached out to some big players because I would get on calls like this and they would say, reach out to the sharpest people that you know, reach out to people that want to take their life to another level, that are hungry, that are driven. And one of those hungry people that I knew was Miss Jennifer Dowd. Okay. She was my best friend in high school. I knew they were hungry because her husband was traveling all over the place, just like my husband was traveling all over the place. And I knew they wanted more in their life, just like we did. But I reached out to her and I was not getting a good response. Like I felt like I was chasing her down for months. How many of you feel like you have people that you're chasing down? Okay. Now it's okay if you feel like you're chasing them down because follow up is the key. Okay. The fortune is in the follow up. But when you're reaching out to them, you got to make sure that you're saying things differently. You're reaching out in a different way to get those results. It took me 4 months of reaching out to her until something changed in me. Okay, so I want you to know that how you are reaching out to people is so important. It's not exactly what you say, but it's how you say it. It's your confidence that makes all the difference. So with Jennifer, even though I felt like I was saying everything that they said to say, and I probably was, they know everybody you're reaching out to, they know whether you're hesitant about it or if you're serious about it, okay? If you're bold about it. And so we're going to talk about confidence. And I want you to know that confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something that you choose to step into. Okay, this is really important because I had to choose to step into being confident. I had to choose to step into being bold. And so I'm going to tell you kind of what changed for me. First of all, my first 4 months, I was trying to like not let people know I was in network marketing. I was trying to kind of like do it a different way than everybody else was telling me to do it. I was very ignorant about what I had my hands on. And so the first thing you've got to do is you've got to realize what you have your hands on. So for me, it took me going to an event and seeing other people that had had huge success. And I thought, oh my gosh, if they can do it, I can do it, right? I am no different than all of these people because it was a lot of people that I saw that had success. And so if you're struggling, first of all, look at the opportunity you have in your hands. Focus on your why and why you even came here. And then look at the people around you who are having success and just realize that they are no different than you. If a preschool teacher, okay, I was a preschool teacher. My husband was a shopping cart repairman. I mean, really, truly, that's what he was. He owned a company that did maintenance for grocery stores, but we were not like this, this sharp couple that um, had huge confidence, that was bold and confident and had huge connections. We were just hungry. We were super hungry. We were driven and we were looking for a vehicle. So you have people around you and they might look like they're doing great, by the way, because we looked like we were doing good. My husband had this company that was doing pretty well. And we also were in this franchise space. But you guys, we were starving. Like we were literally, we sold our franchise for half of what we put into it, but nobody knew that, right? We were like starving. I was worried I was going to lose my house. There are so many people around you that might look really great, but they, I promise you, are up in the middle of the night, maybe thinking about, how they're going to move forward, like how they're going to pay something, or they're worried about their family. They're either worried about their health or they're worried about their finances. They're worried about something, and you have a solution. So you've got to look at what you already have in your hands. This is important. But for me, it's how I showed up that everything changed. And I want you to know the power of showing up in a different way because my first 4 months, like I said, I only had 12 people total on my team. But within 60 days of showing up a different way, showing up bold, confident, committed, by the way, it's not about your ability, it's about your commitment. Are you committed to making these major, bold moves in your life? Are you committed to making these changes? Are you committed to the dreams that you have on your board or those dreams that you think about all the time? Because it's your commitment that changes everything. See, I started showing up committed rather than hesitant. I started showing up committed instead of, well, this might work. I'll build this on, when it's convenient. If my son doesn't have a football game, then I'll go and talk to people. If my daughter doesn't have this, then I'll go talk to people. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Rather than I'm doing this in a major way. Hey, kids, listen, mom might have to miss a few games. I might have to miss a few things, so I never have to again. But I'm 100% committed. When I started showing up that way, everything changed. We went from, 12 people on our team to over 300 people into our organization within 60 days. And the very next month had over 1,000 people join. And then, of course, we just continued to grow and was able to build a multi-million-dollar company because of how I was showing up. Okay, so how are you showing up every single day? Are you showing up like that strong, committed, successful top producer? Or are you showing up like, I might build it today. Maybe I'll do this tomorrow. Or this could work, but I hope it works for me. I don't know if it's gonna work for somebody else. Do you guys feel that shift? Okay, so let's talk about some ways that you can show up differently and some things you can say, some things you can do to start attracting these sharp, successful people to you. So, number one, you got to get your energy and your vibration at the highest level possible. Okay, this is number one, so important. First thing in the morning, okay, right away. Like, how are you thinking? Because what comes into your mind comes into your life. So, how are you thinking? Have you decided that you are a top producing diamond this year? If so, Are you saying, are you, first of all, showing up like a top producing diamond? In order to be a top producing diamond, you have to walk like a top producing diamond. You have to show up like a top producing diamond. You have to do the things that a top producing diamond does. You have to say the things that a top producing diamond does, right? And so that's showing up differently already. That's dressing for success. That is saying things that scare you to death. That is stepping out of your comfort zone. That is, what does a top producing diamond do? They present every day. They're reaching out to people that they're scared to death to reach out to. I suggest take on a dare of the day. Every day, do one thing that scares you to death. This will be huge for you. But be bold, be confident, do that dare of the day. So, first thing in the morning, get your energy and vibration at a higher level. How do you do that? Well, one of the ways that I like to do that is focus on exactly what I want and exactly what I'm becoming. So, not just what you want, but what do you have to become to get what you want, right? This is important. So, picture yourself showing up like that top producer. Picture yourself having the things that you want in your life. Picture yourself, if it's time with your family, picture yourself going on vacations with your family and raise your vibration, like get that emotional energy inside of you. Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? You always know when you have that vibration that's higher. I want to look and I want to see you guys for a minute. So I'm going to go to the gallery. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like when you get your vibration high, like you can feel it. You're more confident, you're more excited, you're more committed. Can you feel somebody when they walk into a room, like they light up the room, right? When their vibration is high, they're like that force to be reckoned with. You can hear it in their voice. You can see it just by how they're showing up. And so, some ways that I do that is things that you say to yourself are so important. I know we've heard all about this mantra thing, but it's important. Okay. The things you're saying to yourself, the things you're thinking, they matter 100%. We talked about it last week, how important that is, right? It moves the mountain, it moves the needle. And so make sure that you're saying bold things to yourself. Like, I attract sharp, successful people to me. I'm looking for somebody who's already successful, but stuck in a model. I know they're out there. I'm attracting those people who want more in their life. Like you should be saying those things. You should be clear on exactly who you're attracting too. Do you want to know who the perfect customer is for you or the perfect business partner is for you? Okay, I've been in this for a long time. It's who I was. Okay, it's who you are. Okay, now, or it's who I was when I first got started in this industry. I was about 30, like early 30s. Okay, I had young kids. We actually had success. We were business minded, had success, but we're stuck in this rut, not able to take our life to another level. It was like this. We were this hamster on this reel, running, but not getting anywhere. You're looking for that person. Okay. You're looking for somebody who has a business mind, who wants more in their life, who is hungry and is already successful, but is not where they want to be. Okay. They're still hungry. They know there's more for them. They're capped out on what they can go create, but they want to make an impact. They want to have more in their life. Okay. So think about that person. Who is that person? Even name them if you have to. But I attract sharp, successful, business people to me, hungry, driven, people who want more in their life. I lead them. I am a successful leader. Like you should be saying these things to yourself. Show up that way before you even make a call. And if you're saying these things, but it's not getting you excited, then you've got to picture yourself there. Okay. We got to use all of our senses. Sometimes for me, it's music. Music gets me fired up. Like listening to the right music that motivates me, that gets me into action. Okay. If it's music for you, that is one way to really move the needle and make things happen. If you have to talk to yourself in the mirror, listen, Mindy Deeble, you are a sharp, successful business person. You have what it takes. Go forward, go kick some butt today. Make that call right now. Whatever it is, I don't know what you have to do, but whatever it is, raise your vibration. Go dream building if you have to. Like go on Pinterest and make sure you have your dream building board. Or it's on your fridge, it's wherever it is, but look at those things and make sure that you have those little goosebumps, that you're feeling it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And then attack. Okay, first thing is, how many of you have a names list of people, or maybe on Facebook you've got your friends, or you've got a list someplace. You should have a list, by the way. Okay, I want to make sure everybody has a list, because you've heard this before. Successful people are the ones that write things down. Okay, they write their goals down. There is so much power in writing. This is important. Okay, so you should have a list someplace. If you're building a multi-million-dollar company, then you should have a power-based list. Grant Cardone talks about this power-based list. If you're ready to take your life to another level, what are your resources? Your resources are your connections, and that's your power base. Okay, a lot of people call it warm market, but there's 4.8 billion people on social media. You have a power base of 4.8 billion people. We don't know all of them, so we got to go find those people, right? And connect with those people. But make sure that you're writing down your power base. Now, your power base is people that already know you, they already like you, and they already trust you. And so if those 4.8 billion people online, some of them don't know you, like you, or trust you, then that is why every day it's important to also connect with people so you can, grow your network and get other people to know you, like you, trust you. But that's a whole nother subject. Let's just talk about your power base today. Power base are people that you should have written down that know you, like you, and trust you, or at least maybe you don't know if they trust you yet, okay, but they are associates, they're peers of yours, or they're somebody that and you're going to get to know them better or whatever, but they're on a list. Okay, this is important. Now, if you're looking at your list, if you guys are like me, I knew to make the list. But whenever I would go, my first 4 months, what I would do is I would skip over all of the people that were on my chicken list. And I would just go to the ones and the same ones every day. I would go to the same ones, the easy ones, right? The low-hanging fruit. How many of you are guilty of that, where you skip over the chicken list and for some reason you have an excuse for that day as to why you shouldn't reach out to them? I always had the best excuses as to why I shouldn't reach out to those people, right? Okay, so here's the deal. How you're going to really grow in a major way, get your vibration up, and then the first 3 people you reach out to, they are the sharpest people on that list. Okay, just get it done. Like, just get it over with. Attack. Okay, how you conquer fear is you just take action. But what's going to happen is you attacking the ones that scare you to death. Okay, you eat the ugly frog first. You've heard that before. You doing that, whether they say yes or no, that's going to build confidence in you, because you did something that scared you to death. That was your dare of the day. How do you build confidence? You do the thing you say you're going to do, right? So every day, build your confidence right off the bat. First, raise your vibration, get excited, and then go after the sharpest people you know. Now, when you're talking to them, because we're going to talk about how to be bold, you got to know who you're talking to. This is really important. Again, we've already identified that we're going to go after the sharpest people we know, people that are hungry, people that are driven, people who want more in their life. So think about that, okay? If they're hungry, what keeps them up at night? What are the top 2 things that keep people up at night? It's their finances and their health. Do we have a solution for that? Absolutely. Um, what are they hungry for? What do they want? They want more in their life. They want more time. They want more freedom to do the things they want to do, right? So for my husband and I, 20 years ago, you guys, we had money coming in, but we literally had no time. I remember thinking, Kate, I got married to my husband and I had my 4 children to spend time with them. But instead, I'm spending time with everybody else's kids because I was a preschool teacher at that time. I'm over here doing all these other things and I'm not with my family. See, Trinot is an incredible way to get people's time back. It's an incredible way to leverage themselves. It's about time and money together. And so think about the gift that you have to share with so many people. Recruiting is really just giving people gifts. It's giving people a solution to their problems. When you can solve somebody's problem, you've won. Okay, when you can be a solution to somebody's problem, you've won. So, what are the problems that people have today? Time, money, right? Health, all of those things. Are we a solution to many people's problems? You have the gift, you have the cookie in the cookie jar that everybody wants. So, be excited about that and just know that you already have it. Okay, and then you've got to, so when you're reaching out, and I'm going to give you some things to say, okay? But when you're reaching out, you also have to shift from selling to sifting. This is huge because, see, when I first got started, I kept reaching out to my sister. I just thought for sure she was going to do this, right? I kept reaching out to people that almost like I was begging them rather than just going through the numbers and finding the people that were ready right now. My sister eventually joined, but it took 2 years for her to join. Had I waited and not just gone out and built, right, then I would have missed out on so much. I would have missed out on millions of dollars, actually. And so it is so important. Quit going back to the same people over and over again. Now, I'm not saying, the fortune is always in the follow-up, right? So you can continue to reach out, but don't make that like your main thing. First of all, it takes a weight off your shoulders when you realize, okay, I don't need them. I don't need that person. I don't need that person. I'm going to go find the people who want to build right now. The other ones, they're going to marinate for a while and then eventually they may come back. See, if I wouldn't have gone and had success, I never would have got my sister in. I never would have got some of the people that I had been hounding in. In fact, I'm going to tell you this story because if you have people like that, my sister was one. Okay. So when I first got started, I thought for sure my sister would sign up. She was like she's my best friend. Okay. But she was just like me. They owned a blind company. They were starving. They didn't have any time. They were looking for other things to do. I already knew, like, she was just like me. I thought for sure she would sign up. How many of you have people like that, right? I thought for sure. And I go to her, and first thing she and her husband both said, I will never do network marketing. Nobody makes any money in network marketing. It was this whole thing. Okay. And so I was so deflated and disappointed. But I just kept thinking, no, she's going to figure this out. Like, I kept calling her and I would say, no, Shelly, you don't understand. Like, this month I'm going to make $5,000, which I had no idea how I was going to do that. Okay. But somebody told me that I could do that. So I'm like, okay, this month we're going to make $5,000. Shelly, we can do this. But she did not want, she kept saying, I know it might be for you, but it's not for me. All of those things, all the things that they say, right? So for 4 months, I tried to get the same people. And then I exploded. And I kind of left my sister alone. And about a year later, I didn't even think about it anymore because we had so much momentum and we had things going on. But about a year later, I remember showing up to a family party and I had changed my ring. And or I didn't change it, but my husband had upgraded my wedding ring. And I remember my sister kind of looking at my hands, and I didn't even think about it. She's like, "You got a new ring." And I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, I got a new ring." She's like, "That's awesome. Jeremy got that for you?" Yep. And we just kind of went on. And then another time, we had started having, a lot of success, and we had an office in Boise, and we needed blinds for the office. So I called my sister and I said, "Hey, do you guys think you could install blinds in our office? Because we just got a new office, and we just need blinds." And so I was running a little bit late, but I pulled up in my Porsche, and her husband was inside, measuring the windows and everything. And I could see him look out the window like, "What's going on?" And I didn't know what he was looking at. I walked in, he said, "You got a new Porsche?" And I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, we did. Isn't that cool?" He's like, "Yeah." And then another time, okay, I didn't know that this even happened, but I had a friend who said, "I ran into your sister the other day." And I said, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Yeah, I went into a blind company. She was sitting at the front desk, and I had the Success from Home magazine, and I'm just talking to her. And I actually piqued her about our business. And she said, "Oh, my sister already," I piqued her, this gal, and she said, "Oh, my sister already does that. I don't want anything to do with it." And she said, "Who's your sister?" And she said, "Mindy Deeble." And she said, "Mindy Deeble's your sister?" She's like, "Have you seen this?" And she showed the Success from Home magazine, me and the Success from Home magazine. And I was thinking, I wonder what my sister's thinking right now. And next family party, my sister and brother-in-law both come up to me kind of quiet, and they said, "Hey, you know that thing that you've been doing? We want to learn more." Okay, so it was because I went out and had success, not because I was calling her all the time and pushing her all the time, but because I went out and just found the people. We went and sifted through the people to find the people who wanted more in their life. This is so important. So instead of selling, start sifting and looking for those people. And we had to talk to a lot of people, okay? But you talk to a lot of people, guess what? You're going to make a lot of money. To a little bit of people, guess what? You're going to make a little bit of money. Talk to nobody, guess what? You're going to make no money. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? That's why my first 4 months, I didn't make I didn't make any money my first 4 months because I wasn't talking to people. Okay. So how do you make that shift? It's all about talking about urgency and exclusivity. Okay, people want to be a part of something that is moving and shaken. People want to be a part of something that is exclusive, that's not for everybody. So have power statements. "Hey, I'm making this happen. This is happening with or without you, but we'd rather do this with you." We are attracting sharp, successful people to what is happening right now. If it's for you, great. If not, no big deal, but it's moving on. Are you in? Are you out? Like those kinds of things, like in a nice, positive way. Okay. Um, so, okay. So I like to say, listen, if you're somebody who has done extremely well, um, but feel like you want to make a bigger impact, we really need to talk. Um, we're looking for people like that. We're looking for business-minded people who have what it takes, who are hungry, who are driven, leaders who want to scale fast, right? So you should be saying bold things, those kinds of things that attract the leader that you want to come to you, right? But also, like, I'm putting together a meeting. So if you're having a meeting, I'm putting together a meeting looking for key leaders like yourself. This is exclusive. We're not looking for everybody. I want to know, are you somebody that wants to scale fast? Are you somebody that is driven, that wants more in your life? If so, we really need to talk. When you speak that language, do you feel the shift in that compared to, hey, are you open to looking at something? Hey, and I do that too. This is how I start usually. Hey, listen, I am looking for key people that want to make a difference, that want to make an impact, that want more time freedom, want, more in their life. Um, do you keep your business options open? Then you can ask the question. But when you say those words, they're going to be like, well, I mean, first of all, they're going to feel like an idiot if they say, no, I don't want that. I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like you've got to, but when you say those words, it's powerful. It makes a difference to them rather than just you begging them. You don't have to beg anybody. You don't have to. I want you to write this down. I don't have to beg anybody. There are so many people out there that want what we have, but it's how you say it that makes the difference. It's not actually even what you say, but they know when you're on a mission. They know when you're committed. They know when you're making things happen. And so be that person, show up that way, but then say bold things like what I'm talking about. This is happening with or without you. I'd rather do this with you, though. That's why I'm calling you. I'm giving you one last chance. See, when I called Jennifer Dowd that way 4 months later, she was scared not to be a part of it. That's what you want to be. Okay. So be that, show up that way. And then the last thing I'm going to say is just be the CEO of your life. Like lead with confidence and, that fear that you have. If you start feeling any fear at all, like get your mindset right before you make that next step. Now, just know it's okay to have a little bit of fear. You're going to have a little bit of fear. In fact, when I was at this last event with Grant Cardone, they talked. In fact, they had a billionaire that came up and they said, "What's the number one thing that you would tell everybody here today? If you can only in one sentence tell people what they need to go do to take their life to another level." She said, "Run to the danger. Every day, run to the danger." So that's what I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to give you this challenge every day for the next 7 days. Have a dare of the day. Like today, what's your dare of the day? What are you going to do that scares you to death? Because the only way you take your life to another level is when you actually step out of your comfort zone and you do something you've never done. You do something that scares you to death. When you start doing that and you start reaching out to people who scare you to death, you're going to take your business and your life to a whole nother level. But say bold things while you're reaching out with confidence. You guys have got this. So who's excited? Who's committed? Who is going to take on the dare of the day? Just drop a 2 in the chat if you're going to take a dare of the day on. You're ready to speak bold. You're ready to be confident. You're ready to go. Okay, I see a lot of 2s. I love it. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Let's go attack it. Let's go reach out to the sharpest people that we can. And tomorrow night, I'm doing an event. You get the people in front of me. I'm going to help you sign them up. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to do some big things. So get the sharpest people you can in front of it this week. And I promise you, big things are going to happen. Okay. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see all of you very, very soon. You guys have a great day. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye, everybody. And thank you for sharing, those of you who shared today, too. I really appreciate it. Okay. Love you all. Bye, everybody.